So I hope guys you have understood these 2 points as well. If yes, start noting down this slide everyone. थर्ड पॉइंट का आपने पहले वाला पार्ट लिख लिया था, राइट? यू ऑल नोटेड डाउन दैट yesterday. आई एम आस्किंग यू गाइस.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So note down this guys. Next point is planning is futuristic. Obviously it is futuristic. Why? Because it is all about future. So planning actually looks into future and decides things about future. So planning peeps into the future, analyzes it, predicts it, and then course of actions for future are decided for the benefit of the organization. So sitting today, you actually peep into tomorrow, you analyze tomorrow, you predict it, and then accordingly you choose a certain course of action that will get you the maximum benefit. For this, collection of information about various matters relating to business is needed. So when you sit for planning, you sit with many information like the past information, then the current conditions, and then some future assumptions. And with this data, with this information, you make plans and you quantify the plans even. Because in business, you have to quantify it, you have to monitorize it. These information are taken from past and then they are analyzed in the light of present conditions. आप पास्ट की मिस्टेक से, पास्ट के सक्सेस के रीजन से आप बहुत कुछ सीखते हैं, लेकिन सिर्फ वही काफी नहीं है, आज की कंडीशंस क्या है ये भी आपको ध्यान में रखना है और उसके बेसिस पे आपको फ्यूचर की प्लानिंग करनी है. Next point is planning involves decision making. Yes, you take decisions while planning. You choose objectives. After that, you choose a certain course of action out of various alternatives in front of you. And this is why planning is a decision making process. So, planning involves deciding, that is, choosing from among various alternatives of goals and courses of actions, that is, activities, right? I hope you all remember that in planning, we basically decide two things: one, our goals, and second, how will we reach those goals? That is, we decide our ends and means to attain those ends. If there is only one possible goal or a one course of action, then you do not need to plan much because you do not have any choice. So only one option is available with you and you have to go with that. So note down this slide guys first and then we go ahead. Next is guys, planning is an intellectual process. So novice people, those who are new to the business or those who are not much experienced, they do not sit for planning. They are not included in planning. They are not involved in planning. Planning is done by only those who are very experienced, have good amount of knowledge of their own area, own department. Those who have good business understanding, they only sit for planning. Because here you have to analyze, you have to forecast, you have to predict, and that requires good amount of knowledge, good amount of reasoning and experience. Planning is a mental exercise where experts sit together and take sound judgments for future based on foresight, imagination, analysis, and forecasting. Planning is not a mere guesswork, but it requires logical and systematic thinking. So you have to be very logical, you should be very experienced, should have good knowledge of the market, of your business, of past market conditions, how economic and market conditions would be in future for which you are planning, and then only you should sit for planning. You should be part of planning. Planning is flexible. So planning is done on the basis of some assumptions and forecast about future that we will see guys in the process of planning कि हम क्या assumptions लेते हैं planning करते समय which may not fall true in future. तो आपने जब आप प्लानिंग कर रहे थे, आप उस समय आपने कुछ एजम्पशंस, कुछ फोरकास्ट को यूज किया, लेकिन हो सकता है फ्यूचर में जिस पीरियड के लिए आपने प्लानिंग किया उस पीरियड में वो एजम्पशंस और फोरकास्ट वैसे न हो जैसे आपने आज सोचे हैं. Managers must therefore make plans flexible enough so that they could accommodate alternate strategies and course of action for changed conditions. तो इसलिए मैनेजर्स को अपने प्लान्स ऐसे बनाने चाहिए कि अगर फ्यूचर में वैसा नहीं होता है जैसा उन्होंने आज बैठ के सोचा है, तो फिर वो अपने प्लान को तुरंत चेंज कर सकें विद चेंज्ड कंडीशंस. नोट करिएगा जिसको भी ये दो पॉइंट्स भी, एंड विद दिस वी आर डन विद द फीचर्स ऑफ प्लानिंग.
Yes.
So guys, next we have is importance of planning. See, you are asked one question out of features, importance, or limitations of planning for sure every year, guys. In board exam, be prepared. Right? This chapter is very important because it is the very first step, very first function that every manager performs. Why planning is important? Because it provides direction. Until you plan, you do not know where exactly you want to go and how will you reach there. And that is what this point is. In planning, ultimate goal, targets, and courses of actions are set. Means you know what do you want to achieve, how will you achieve that in parts, in bits and pieces, that is targets or milestones, and what would be your course of action to achieve that. They all guide the employees in choosing activities to be performed in sequence. तो प्लानिंग से एम्प्लॉयज को पता चल जाता है कि उनको कौन सी एक्टिविटीज करनी है और कैसे सीक्वेंस में कब कौन सी करनी है और कौन सी बाद में करनी है. If there is no planning, employees would be working in different directions and the organization would not be able to achieve its desired goals. अगर प्लानिंग नहीं है, एम्प्लॉयज को नहीं पता है क्या डायरेक्शन है, they would be doing things very casually and the organization can never achieve its goals. Second is planning reduces the risk of uncertainty and confusion. You cannot avoid risk fully. Why? Because future is uncertain, but to a great extent you can mitigate the risk. You can minimize the risk of uncertainty and confusion with planning. Since planning is a thoughtful process in which all pros and cons of future are analyzed, it makes managers already prepared for uncertainties. Though managers cannot be prepared with all the uncertainties, they can make themselves prepared only for those uncertainties which they assume, which they predict. But still, with this thoughtful process, you can minimize your risk. Though uncertainties cannot be curtailed, but they could be managed by letting the organization least affected by them. Right? जो भी होगा फ्यूचर में, जिसके बारे में आपने ज्यादा नहीं सोचा है, उससे आपको बहुत नुकसान हो सकता है. लेकिन अगर आपने पहले से उसके बारे में सोच के रखा है, देन द लॉस वुड बी वेरी लेस. I hope you have got this, guys. If yes, start noting this down.
Yes, sir.
Moreover,
Yes,
since
sir.
with planning, everyone in the organization knows what to do, when, how, where, and by whom, it leaves no room for any confusion among employees. So once plan is distributed among the departments and by departmental heads among their teams, then everyone knows exactly what he has to do, when he has to do, how, where he has to do, and with that there is no confusion among employees as far as their daily job is concerned. Right? So note down these three line only, guys, and that's it for today. And re-log in for economics ID CBSE students.